To former President Donald Trump's visit to Atlanta. The former president and his running mate, Senator J.D. Vance, spoke in front of thousands last night at the Georgia State Convocation Center. Our Erica Murphy is live now outside the Convocation Center where that rally wrapped up last night. Erica, what was his message to his supporters last night?
Well, good morning, Ariana. It was a packed house here at the Georgia State Convocation Center yesterday, where Trump and his running mate, J.D. Vance, revved up the crowd with messaging about how they are determined to win in November. The center holds about 7,500 people, and those people who were out here as early as Friday, they were waiting to get in to see what Trump had to say about Georgia and the part that the state will play in this election cycle. That message touched on several points. He criticized Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis over his indictment in an investigation into alleged election interference. His message also included an attack on, quote, Washington elites, Vice President Kamala Harris, and Georgia Governor Brian Kemp.
And we're going to defeat crazy Kamala.
Atlanta is like a killing field, and your governor ought to get off his and do something about it.
But this November, let's tell the Washington elites, let's tell Kamala Harris, mind your own business. We're electing Donald J. Trump, President of the United States.
Now, we do know that Governor Brian Kemp actually clapped back on X last night, basically saying he is focused on winning the presidential election. He is not interested in petty personal insults. Reporting from Atlanta, Erica Murphy, 11 Alive News.
Thank you, Erica. Supporters and protesters, they made their voices heard outside of the rally. Lines stretch all the way down Fulton Street outside with supporters who didn't make it into the rally. In the middle of that crowd were dozens of protesters. Many of Trump's supporters, they were not happy where they were because the screen where they could watch the rally was right in front of the demonstration. We spoke to people on both sides of the issue to hear what was on their minds.
Immigration, that's a big issue. We got basically a full-on invasion happening at the border, and that's a big issue when you want to talk about economics as well.
We're here to stand for Palestine and a free Palestine. We're here to stand for queer rights or LGBTQ+ rights. We're here for an end to student loans, health care.
Demonstrations from supporters and protesters were mostly peaceful outside with the exception of a few exchanges of words. People looking to support Vice President Kamala Harris showed up in force Saturday on Decatur Street to learn how to canvass. They also heard from Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas and Georgia Representative Nikema Williams. The women told a PAC room exactly what they think is at stake in November and presented a case for these volunteers to use in the next few months to inspire other voters to cast a ballot for Vice President Harris.
The ballot this election, our freedoms are on the ballot, y'all. Yes. Yes. And we understand that here in Georgia, we fight for our freedoms. Yes. We fight for the freedom to vote because we are in the home of the late Congressman John Lewis. Yes. We fight for our economic freedoms because everybody deserves the ability to not just get by, but to get ahead. Yes.
Volunteers attending the event received training and were dispatched to go door to door in teams. Vice President Kamala Harris will be back in Georgia this Friday. It follows her visit to Atlanta this past Tuesday. She'll be in Savannah as part of her campaign's tour of battleground states. Just days from now, we also expect to learn who Vice President Harris's running mate will be. We know this weekend Harris is vetting a short list of running mates. This set to include Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. He is reportedly supposed to meet with her today. An update to a story we brought you yesterday. Right now, Harris and Trump can't seem to agree on their next debate. Vice President Harris posting online that she will be at the ABC News debate on September 10th, a debate Trump announced he is backing out of that he previously agreed on when President Joe Biden was in the race and said he wanted to be held on Fox News on September 4th. 11 Alive remains your source for everything happening on the campaign trail. Remember, you can head over to 11alive.com and click under the politics tabs for your top headlines.